Wednesday, June 22nd. So we are back with some Olympic lifting, but it's technique oriented. That's very important to get across so that some of these crazies don't try to overload the bar. We never get above an RPE of 3 here, and that's where our last 4 set, meaning whatever weight I could do, I could definitely do 2 more reps. Now, this can be pulled back if we start to get a little too heavy, so that RPE, I should be able through the whole thing to be able to get 2 more reps, meaning I don't want to increase it. So we almost can get to like a 2 for set 3, somewhere between a 2 and a 3, so that by the end we're still at that 3, meaning on set 6, if I had to, I could do a set of 4 instead of 2. Now the idea behind a clean no jump is that it's position based. We have to get to that power position because you can't jump. So it requires you to be a little more patient, and we can't rush it off the ground. So the encouragement here is to go as slow and as smooth as you have to find your power position, and you'll be much more successful on it. It's really not something you're gonna base on percentage of your clean. So if they ask that, it's like by feel, because it is a little bit of a different movement. But the intent of this is to learn patience and finding that power position, so that we learn where that is, and then we go back to the clean, we can use that with the jump, and you'll be increased more. So we're gonna be doing a lot of the no jump stuff because it's all about position from the ground to the power position. Paramount. Okay, then we go to a muscle endurance workout, right? I've added a level called very light, so you should be getting 30 plus reps when you're fresh here with this, so it should be super light. Right. So anytime you do a light workout, the tendency for people is to jump up levels because they say to themselves, well, I normally do 75, so why can't I do it now? Because it's normally not black. And the intent of that and the stimulus for that should be something much lighter. So encourage them to kind of get an idea of where they're at or where they've been doing what level and stick there if they're not sure what they could do 30 plus reps of. Okay. One of the other ways to kind of think about it is 30 plus is kind of a minimum. So if you're going to look at a weight and you're not going to enjoy doing 25 reps, if you're looking at it, that's going to suck. It's way too heavy, right? So that's another kind of thing we can do. So conditioning is part of this, even though it's muscle endurance, but you should be somewhat limited by like the burning in your legs and your arms. So, or the grip even on the hang power clean. So it's important that we limit both of those. Because of this, the pacing is a little bit different than it would be for a workout of this length normally. We're looking at more the grind kind of Murph pace, because we should be limited partly by our muscles. So that the RPE of conditioning should be down because we're bringing up the RPE of our muscles, so that the exertion that we're putting in our muscle fatigue and muscle endurance, so that should balance those two out. It's pretty important that they kind of do that. If you go out at 100 miles an hour and run that RPE up really high in conditioning, your muscles are going to die and you're going to struggle to finish this workout. So it's important that we dial that back, especially in the beginning, because the muscle endurance factor tends to build up over time. All right, see you tomorrow.